وإذا سألك عبادي عني فإني قريب أجيب دعوة الداع إذا دعان فليستجيبوا لي وليؤمنوا بي لعلهم يرشدون.
بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وفقها في الدين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. In tonight's dua, we're going to learn that the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he would say this dua often. This is reported by none other than Aisha radiyallahu anha, our mother, the wife of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. She would hear him say the following dua. So repeat after me. Allahumma ati nafsi taqwaha wa zakkiha anta khayru man zakaha anta waliyuha wa mawlaha. Allahumma آتي نفسي تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam would say, Allahumma, O Allah, آتي نفسي, grant my soul taqwaha, its piety, وزكها أنت خير من زكاها, and purify it. You are the best of those that purify. You are the best who purifies it. Anta waliyuha wa mawlaha. You are its guardian and protector. You are its guardian and master. So here the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam is asking Allah, oh Allah, grant my soul taqwa. Now taqwa, brothers and sisters, its place is where? In the heart. Piety, taqwa in Allah Azza wa Jal is in the heart. And the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he will tell us the reality of this dunya. Since we're all very obsessed with the way we look, the way we dress, how someone looks, their height, their skin color, because we're so obsessed with this, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he reminds us of the reality. He says, Inna Allah, indeed Allah, la yanzuru ila ajsamikum wa la ila suwarikum. Indeed Allah, he does not look at your figures and your attire, وَلَكِنْ يَنْظُرُ إِلَىٰ قُلُوبِكُمْ وَأَعْمَالِكُمْ, but rather Allah will look at your heart and the actions that you perform. Brothers and sisters, we live in a world that everyone is being judged, subhanallah. The young, the old, the able, disabled, the person who's light-skinned, dark-skinned, the one who's short, the one who's tall, everyone is being judged. And we all have a preference of who we like, what we don't want, and so on. But on that day, Yawm al-Qiyamah, and even in this dunya, the way Allah looks at you, it's got nothing to do with your skin color, nothing to do with your hair, nothing to do with your social status, nothing to do with your lineage, nothing. None of this matters in the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal. But yet, our heart races behind human beings who judge us according to these worldly things. And we forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who will never judge you according to these things. Your wealth, Allah is not concerned about. Your height, your skin color, the languages, none of this matters to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Yet we're busy chasing the love of the people. But what really matters to Allah, يَنْظُرُ إِلَىٰ قُلُوبِكُمْ وَأَعْمَالِكُمْ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look at your heart. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will look at your heart and the deeds that you are performing. And this is why, brothers and sisters, the focus that you should have whilst you're in this dunya is to focus on your heart. Not to be taken away by the beauty of this dunya. There are people, they are distracted. All they are concerned with is their beauty. The way they look, the way they dress. They show off with regards to their wealth. They show off with regards to their spouse. They show off with regards to their children. All of this doesn't matter in the sight of Allah Azza wa Jal. What really matters is your qalb. How is the state of your heart? Why is the heart so important? Because this is what really drives your body. It is the heart, it is the king of the body. And this is why you could have two people praying side by side, Two people praying side by side, praying behind one imam, facing one qibla, but there is a difference in both of their situation. One could be present in his prayer, present, have khushu' in his prayer, remembering Allah, seeking the pleasure of Allah, and khashi' in his prayer, whilst the other one could be in the state of ghafla, heedless, unaware of Allah, unaware of the prayer, unaware and present in the prayer, maybe wanting to show off or seek the dunya by these actions. But they're both standing, they're both showing the outer appearance of a person who is praying. So what really matters, brothers and sisters, is the state of your heart. The way we're so obsessed that we wake up every morning, we look at our faces, we wash our faces, we wear correct clothing. The way we are so concerned about this, the Prophet ﷺ was also concerned about his inner state. Allahumma ati nafsi taqwaha. Oh Allah, grant my soul its piety. And this is why many of the scholars, they will say, فَمَنْ كَانَ لِلَّهِ أَتْقَى, that whoever is the most God-fearing, conscious of Allah Azza wa Jal, كَانَ مِنَ اللَّهِ أَقْرَبْ, they are the closest to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So a taqwa, the scholars, they will say, is a person who places between himself and the punishment of Allah a shield, a wiqayah. And this wiqayah, this shield, is the actions which are obedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, righteous actions, your taqwa, your fear of Allah. To commit haram, to commit sin is easy. What prevents you from committing that haram is the taqwa that you have in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is the fear of Allah. It is the consciousness of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And this is only given to you by Allah. Therefore we say, Allahumma ati nafsi taqwaha. This is what we are seeking. We are seeking to be from the muttaqeen. And the muttaqeen are those who Allah loves. They are those who have the aid of Allah. Anta waliyuha wa mawlaha. You are its guardian and its protector, this nafs. This dunya, brothers and sisters, is a journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We know that we have been created to worship Allah and Allah alone. And in this journey to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is a journey of tazkiyatun nafs. And tazkiyatun nafs means the purification of the soul. In you right now, there are qualities which are sinful. There are characteristics about you and I that are sinful, and it leaves a stain in us, a aib, a uyub, a fault in us. Therefore we say, and oh Allah, you are the best of those that purify it. Allahumma ati nafsi taqwaha. Allahumma ati nafsi taqwaha wa zakkiha. Oh Allah, purify the soul of mine. So what happens? You cleanse the soul from the dirt. So from the envy, the hasad. Where is hasad? You know, we smile at each other, we greet other Muslims, but there could be in your heart envy towards another believer. There could be hatred towards another believer. All of these are actions of the heart. So the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he asks Allah, you are the one who purifies the heart. Purify my heart. So this whole life, this whole journey, our ibadah is a journey of tazkiyah. So your life till the day you was born, till the day you meet Allah Azza wa Jal, you can see it as a journey of purification of the soul. You never stop in your pursuit in pleasing Allah Azza wa Jal. How does that look like? Two things, two great pillars. If I want the purification of the soul, if I want the realities of taqwa, I must fulfill two great pillars. I fulfill the command of Allah Azza wa Jal. Whatever Allah commanded me to do, I do it out of love for Allah Azza wa Jal. Number two, whatever Allah has forbid you from doing, you abstain from doing it out of fear of Allah and the punishment of Allah Azza wa Jal. If we come with these two things, then we are on a journey of purification. We are on a journey of gaining taqwa in Allah Azza wa Jal. So this dua by the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Allahumma ati nafsi taqwaha wa zakkiha anta khayru man zakkaha anta waliyuha wa mawlaha. It is a dua of the purification of the soul. What really matters, your heart. None of these materialistic things, none of this matters. In fact, the body that you boast about, the wealth that you boast about, the lineage and the children that you boast about, all of this will vanish. When you enter the grave, none of this will be with you. But your heart, the deed, your sincerity, and the good deeds that you've done will be with you in your grave. If it is not pure, you will never enter a place of purity, because Jannah is a place of purity. So we ask Allah Azza wa Jal to purify our souls, to purify our hearts, so we can enter the place of purity. And we know there are from the worshippers of Allah and those who disobeyed Allah and disbelieved in Allah, where the fire will be their purification. May Allah Azza wa Jal, may He protect us from the hellfire. Allahumma ameen. May Allah Azza wa Jal purify our hearts and allow us to gain closeness to Him. As Shaykh al-Islam ibn Taymiyyah would mention, إِذَا أَحْسَنْتَ السَّرَائِرِ, if you perfect the inner, it means the heart. If you perfect that which is inner, Allah, He will perfect the things on the outer. Brothers and sisters, let's stop being obsessed with what the people think and the outer appearance and chasing the love of the people. If we focus on what is in, your inner self, the true self-love, which is a submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I guarantee you, everything else will be beautiful. Your outer limbs will be beautiful. As the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam would say when he looks in the mirror, and he would say, "Oh Allah, just as you have perfected my creation, perfect my character." And the Prophet ﷺ, he said that I have only come to perfect good character. So where does good character stem from? Where does piety stem from? Your heart. So brothers and sisters, let's work on the inner, and I guarantee you everything will be easy. And also you give your heart a sense of peace, subhanAllah. If your heart is only in pursuit, in pleasing Allah, Allah will bring the right people in your life, who will fall in love with you, who will love you, who will support you, because you are a person who loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But if you chase behind the people, their love always changes. Sometimes they'll praise you, sometimes they'll be against you. So this is not worth it. Allahumma, oh Allah, grant my soul its piety and purify it. You are the best of those that purify, and you are its guardian and you are its protector. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is your wali. Make Allah Azza wa Jal close to you. Be mindful of Allah with your actions, and it is the taqwa of Allah that will prevent us from sin. Repeat the dua after me. Allahumma ati nafsi taqwaha. Allahumma ati nafsi taqwaha wa zakkiha anta khayru من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. Last time. اللهم آتي نفسي تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها. اللهم آتي نفسي تقواها وزكها أنت خير من زكاها أنت وليها ومولاها.